All right, let us get started on this lovely morning. So I pulled a card for us today, and it's the affirmation that we will work with. Every morning I am born again. What I do today is what matters most. And with that in mind, we will take a couple deep breaths, sitting up tall, letting those shoulders relax away from the ears. Feeling those lungs awaken. Maybe noticing any little areas of tension in the body. Just noticing them, not trying to fix anything. Take a big breath in. Let's reach those arms overhead. And then we'll open to our sides, hands coming back to the lap. Roll those shoulders back a couple times. And we'll do that again. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, opening to the sides and back to the lap. Roll those shoulders. Once more, inhale. Reach. And we exhale, opening. Hands come to rest on the lap. Shoulders roll back. We will take a couple rounds of our Kapalabhati this morning. That focused exhale, helping to awaken our breath, awaken our brain, and to tone a little bit of our torso here. Starting to kind of strengthen that core place that really carries us throughout our day. Taking one more deep breath in and out. This first round, we will go for 60 exhales. If that is too much, you end whenever your body tells you to. At the end of that last round, we really try to empty the breath out of our body. And then we fill it back up again, locking, engaging both the perineal muscle and your throat. So we're essentially holding in our breath, kind of binding it into our body, energizing this space. We hold for, we'll say, a count of 6, and then we gently let that breath go before taking a nice reset to begin again. Our 3 rounds today will be 3 rounds of 60 exhales. Again, if that is too much, you cut that down to whatever your body is comfortable with. One more breath. And then we'll take a half breath in to begin. Engaging that muscle after the exhale, filling with breath, holding at the top. Gentle release. One breath. Half breath in for 60 exhales. Engage, breathe in. Hold. Release. Breath. Half breath in, 60 exhales. Breathe in, hold, release. Couple breaths here. Noticing that effect on the body. Every morning I am born again. What I do today is what matters most. Inhale, let's take those arms back overhead. Interlace your fingers, press those palms up. And then we'll lift the shoulders towards the ears for a breath in. And then draw them away. One more inhale. We'll then release those hands and open to your sides. Take that left hand underneath your seat. So we're kind of anchoring that left side of our body down. We turn to look, bringing our gaze just to the outside of that right knee, dropping the chin towards the chest, right hand to the head. No force, gentle awakening. Couple breaths. Feeling that all along the left side of the neck, down between the left shoulder blade and the spine. We'll then lift that chin. We're going to shift our gaze to just outside of the left knee and then drop the head to the right again. We feel a little more opening and awakening on that left side. Couple breaths. Release the head, let that chin circle to the chest. We'll then lift the chin, bringing that right hand under, left hand is free. The right side gets anchored down. We're not trying to use this right arm at all. The gaze comes back to the outside of that left knee. Chin towards the chest, left hand to the head. Maybe noticing how this side is different than the other. Noticing how it is the same. We'll let go of the head, allowing the gaze to turn to the outside of the right knee. Head drops to the left, hand rests on top. Couple more. We'll release the head, circle that chin to the chest, release the right arm, and then lift that gaze. You can roll the shoulders back, you can move them a little side to side, whatever feels really nice. After that, release. Sometimes what feels the best in my body is taking those fingers and just giving a little bit of massage just along that upper back. Letting those muscles know, I hear you, I feel you. From here, let's come on to the hands and the knees. We'll take a couple rounds of our cat and cow, feeling that release of the front and back spine. As we inhale, we open the front of those vertebrae and also stretching out that space for our organs. As we exhale, we round, drawing that belly button in, pressing the earth away, feeling that release all along the back. And we just move in that pattern. Listening to your body. If you need to pause at any point, please do. On the next exhale, we'll meet in child's pose. Letting the back round over those legs. Head can come to the earth, or you can stack those arms. We'll then start to walk those hands to the right. We feel that left side opening. That left lung expands with breath more than the right. We feel that compression on the right side. Massaging those organs. One more breath in. And then we'll start to walk the hands back to center. And then over to the left. Feeling that right side opening, expanding, that left side compressing. One more breath. On your next exhale, we'll come back to child, hands out front. We'll ground those elbows, bring the palms together over the back of the head. Taking a breath here, what is your intention for this day? How will you make the most of it? One more breath here. One of my daily intentions I have found, especially during this quarantined time, during this kind of separation, is that I won't complain about the mundane. There are many tasks you have to do every day. Right? There's that phrase, the only things true in life are death and taxes. But I add one to that. Death, taxes, and laundry. But I will not complain about the mundane things, because those are some of the things that make us realize that we're alive. Start to come back to those hands and the knees. Wiggling those toes, maybe circling them to release the ankles. From here, we're going to tuck those toes and make our way to the front of the mat for a standing forward fold. Starting to feel the backs of those legs release. Big toes point straight ahead. Knees are not locked. And we let that body hang. If you want to grab opposite elbows, please do. Shake the head yes and no. Where do you notice the awakening in the body? One more breath. Your hands come to the floor if they weren't there. We bend those knees so we can roll up. If you feel any spots of tension, you simply pause to take a breath. And then continue rolling up. As we stand tall, the shoulders glide down the back, space around the neck and ears. Inhale, bring those arms overhead. We'll exhale, dive down, trying to keep that flat back, navel drawing in. Knees are not locked. We inhale, lift up halfway, and then fold back down. Next breath, we're going to step that right foot back as far as we can. Exhale, drop and ground that right hand. Inhale, reach that left arm up to the sky. Exhale, hand comes back to the earth. Step back to down dog. We're going to inhale, shift right into plank pose. And then drop those knees, the chest and the chin. Lifting that heart for cobra. We'll release to go back to child's pose. And then down dog. Really feeling that motion of the spine, that release of the torso. Couple breaths here. Pedal out those legs. First down dog of the day doesn't have to be your ideal of perfect. We're feeling length from the fingers to the hips, from the hips to the heels. On your next breath, we're going to take that right foot, step it between those hands. Inhale, we bend that knee. The left knee almost comes down to the mat, but we're not going to let it touch. As we exhale, we're going to start to straighten those legs as much as they can, keeping those hips square forward. Inhale, we'll bend those knees. Exhale, lift. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lift. Next inhale, we bend that front knee, and then we'll step forward between the hands. Really feeling about 80% of that power is coming from that front leg. Inhale, lift the heart halfway. Fold back down. And we'll take that reverse swan dive. Strong hips, strong upper back as we lift. And then let's open to our sides, really reaching those fingers away from your center. Next round, inhale, bring those arms overhead, get longer. Dive down over those legs. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Folding. Breath in, we step that left foot back. Ground that left hand. Inhale, reach that right arm up. You're reaching into the feet, that grounded hand and the right fingertip. Exhaling that hand back to the earth, and then we step back to down dog. Inhaling right into plank pose, we feel that strength from head to toe. And then we control our descent to the knees, the chest, and the chin. Inhale, lifting that heart. Release. Child's pose to down dog. Breathing. On the next inhale, that left foot is stepping between the hands. We start to bring that back knee towards the earth. That hip is engaged, but we're not going to drop that knee. We're not resting on it. Breath in. As we exhale, we start to straighten those legs. Inhale, bending the knees, engaging those hips. Exhale, lift. Inhale, bending, opening those hips. Exhale, lift. Inhale, we start to bend that front knee. And then powering through that left heel, we draw the right foot forward. Inhale, lifting that heart. Folding back down. Reversing your swan dive, feeling strength and length. And then we'll open to our sides. Roll those shoulders back. Inhale, arms. Open and close those hands as we raise them. Exhale, diving down. Halfway up. Folding. Right foot steps back. Right hand grounds. Reach that left arm up. Down dog. Inhaling to plank, grounding those hands, pressing the earth away from you. This time we're going to lower in one straight line. Inhale, lifting that heart for cobra. Releasing. Back to child's pose. Into down dog. Couple breaths here. Taking that right foot, we're going to step to the outside of the right hand. The next inhale, we start to lower that back knee to the earth. It can touch down, but again, we're not resting it there. Those hips stay engaged. We keep pressing into the feet. As we take our next exhale, we're going to start to straighten those legs. Inhale, bending, opening those hips. Exhale, we lift as we strengthen. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lift. Next inhale, we're going to bend those knees. As we exhale, we're going to step back to down dog. And then we'll take that right foot again and step between the hands. Inhale, bending the knees, lifting that heart. Exhale, straightening those legs, getting a little more length. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lift. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lift. Hold here for a breath. We'll then start to bend that right knee. Power through that heel as we step the left foot forward. Halfway up. Fold. Reverse that dive. Tall. Getting longer. Opening to your sides. Rolling those shoulders back. Inhale. Longer. Lifting those arms. Diving down. Halfway, inhale. Exhale, folding. Left foot steps back. Right arm reaches up. Moving to down dog. Inhaling right into plank. Lowering your whole body. Inhale, lifting that heart for cobra. Release. Child's pose to down dog. Feeling that body awakening, strengthening. Couple breaths. Next breath, we're taking that left foot to the outside of the hands. As we take that next inhale, the knee comes down, those hips are engaged. And we exhale, press into the earth with all the limbs to straighten those legs. Inhale, bending. Exhale, lifting. Drawing that belly button toward the spine, strengthening the whole body. Inhale, bending. Exhale, lift. Next inhale, we bend those knees and we'll step back to down dog. Next inhale, we're stepping that left foot between the hands. We'll drop that back knee on the inhale, trying to lift the heart, getting a little longer. Exhale, straightening those legs, pressing the earth away from you. Inhale, bend the knees, lift the heart. Exhale, lift those hips. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Breath here. We then inhale, start to bend those knees, power through the front heel as we step forward. Inhale, lifting that heart. Folding back down. Reversing your swan dive. Feeling strength in the whole being. Opening to your sides. Rolling those shoulders back. Arms overhead. Diving back down. Halfway up with your heart. Fold. We're going to walk our feet back to plank pose. Hold. One more breath in. All the way to the earth. Untuck your toes. Shift your forearms forward, coming into Sphinx. Our feet are pressing in to the mat. We feel those hips, the thighs are engaged, pressing down. That action of engaging the lower body, you should then feel like the heart wants to lift a little more. Shoulders away from the ears, feeling some space around that upper back and upper chest. One more breath in. Release. We're going to bend that right knee. Try to grab it with the right hand. Heel comes towards that hip, and we press the hip into the earth. So we're really lengthening the front of the right thigh, releasing those hamstrings. One more breath in. Release. And we'll switch sides, grabbing that left foot, drawing the heel towards the hip, pressing the hip to the earth, opening that front left leg. Breathing. Noticing how this side might feel different than the other. One more breath in. And we release. Start to move back to child's pose. Deep breath here. And we start to roll up to sit on those heels. Shoulders roll back. Feeling that opening in the front of the ankle. We're then going to take our arms overhead, coming onto those knees. Hands come to your hips. And we're going to tuck the toes behind you. We'll then start to engage those hips, pressing them a little forward so that our knees, our hips, and our shoulders are aligned. We're going to inhale, start to lean back, reaching forward. That body stays in that line, those hips stay strong. We're not sitting back, we're leaning back. Inhale, and then we exhale, sit back. Inhale, lean and reach. Exhale, rise. Strengthen those legs, opening the front hip. Inhale, lean. Exhale, lift. Once more, we're going to lean, hold. One more breath in, stay strong. Exhale, rise. Arms overhead. Hands behind your back. This time, interlace those fingers, shoulders together. And now we'll let those hips go forward and lift the heart, little back bend. You stay strong in that lower back. One more inhale. And we come up. Release those hands in front of you. Walk them under the shoulders and wiggle out those toes. From here, we're going to take that left foot to the outside of that left hand, coming to our lizard pose. Next breath, we're going to lift that back knee. Start to walk your hands to the right. And we're going to move to lizard on this right side. Adjusting those feet. Right foot is on the outside of the shoulders. Left knee is down. Hips are engaged. Breathing. Beautiful. One more breath. We'll then lift that back knee. Walk the hands back towards the left. As we come back towards lizard, we're going to drop the right knee, and then we're going to shift that foot towards the right to move towards pigeon. We'll stay up on those hands for a breath. Next exhale, we fold forward. You can come to the forearms. You can stack those arms to rest the head, or you can bring the head all the way down if that's comfortable today. Our focus here is to release that outer left hip and the low left back. Getting into that IT band, which has the tendency to pull our hip and our pelvis together, or our leg and our pelvis together, which creates tension in the low back and the outer hips, sometimes all along the back of the leg. One more breath. We'll start to switch to the other side. We're going to come onto those hands, tuck the back toe, kind of come onto that left foot, and we'll start to switch to the other side, staying nice and low. As we switch towards lizard on the right, we'll then draw that heel towards the hip, coming into our pigeon. Staying on those hands for a deep breath. Next exhale, we fold forward. Breathing. One more breath. We'll start to walk those hands back up. From here, we're going to shift onto that right hip to bring that left foot all the way around. Ooh. The right heel comes in closer to that left hip, and we try to have that left foot flat. Turn myself. Right hand to that left knee. You can either hug it with that elbow or just bring the hand around it. We take a breath in and we start to twist to the left. That left knee comes towards that right shoulder. Breathe. Two more breaths. We'll lead with that nose into the counter twist. And then, keeping our feet where they are, we're going to continue to walk the hands to the right, and by the time they get over to the left side, you will be in the opposite seated position. That right heel comes in, no. Bottom heel, which should be the left one, comes towards that right hip. Right foot tries to come flat on the outside of that knee. Left arm hugs that right. We take a breath in. And we start to twist. Torso to the right, knees towards the left. Breathe. Two more breaths. With that nose as the guide, we start to unwind. A little counter twist here. And then we will make our way onto the back. As you come onto your back, we'll let those feet stay flat, hip distance apart, elbows will ground, and then those palms will ground. So we're really reaching the shoulders and the arms into the earth. Inhale, we're going to start to lift those hips as high as we can. And then exhale, roll down the back. Inhale, rolling up. Exhale, rolling down. Inhale, roll it up. Exhale, roll down. Bring the knees into the chest, give them a hug. We'll rock a little side to side. We'll then drop those knees to the right. Right hand grounds those knees down, and then we reach that left arm away. If it's comfortable, you look towards the left fingers. Unwind the head and then the body. Going side to side just a couple of times, and then those knees drop to the left. Left arm anchors, right arm reaches away. We look towards that hand, if that's okay, and we take a breath. Unwind the gaze, and then the legs. Rocking side to side a couple times. We'll hug those knees into the chest, lifting the forehead towards the knees. And then we'll start to extend those legs out, letting the toes turn away from the center of the body. Shoulder blades are tucked comfortably under the upper back, away from the ears. The body rests. The breath slows and evens out. The back side of you, the heels, the calves, the thighs, the hips, the upper back, the arms, all grounded, warm, connecting with the earth. The top side of the body, the toes, shins, knees, hips, chest, forehead feels cool and light. Back side is heavy, front side is light. Feel those opposing forces working together, releasing any remaining tension. Fully prepared for this day. Take a deep breath in through the nose, let it out the mouth. We'll then bring those arms overhead, stretching your whole body. Rolling to either side with one arm tucked under your head. Drawing those knees in towards your chest. Taking a breath here, we feel the back side of the lungs, the back of the chest opening. And we'll use those hands to sit back up into a comfortable seated position. Bringing the right hand to the heart, the left hand just below. Solar plexus. Every morning I am born again. What I do today is what matters most. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti 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 Om. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you for waking up and joining me on this beautiful day. The more sunlight that I see when we arise from Shavasana, the more I know that spring is on its way. Have a beautiful day, guys. I will see you soon.